that the year assessment is not overlap macam tu. So it is back to the, even though this is certain situation, special situation where it's rarely happen, jarang-jarang berlaku, but we still use the normal regulation as previous lesson, kan? Yang remember that slide you mentioned about is not is not, we cannot have 2-year assessment, kan? Cannot overlap and so on. Okay, look at the example. YZ Properties closes account on 31st December this year. Okay, the company commenced its liquidation process on 10th of January, and liquidator was appointed on the same date. When liquidator was appointed, starting from that date, the new accounting period will begin with 6 months. With the company will prepare the account for every 6 months. Okay. So the company account therefore was prepared until 9th of January. 9th of January 2020. So they closed the account on 31st of December. Okay. And then liquidation start on 10th of January. That is the liquidator was appointed. So prior to that, after the last they close the account on 31st of December 2019, okay, that is on 1st of January 2019 until right before 10th of January, that is 9th of January, okay, that is called failure year, because the number of days too is not 12 months. It's not 12 months. In fact, it is too short. It is too short. Only 9 days. Okay. This is the table. This is the table. This is normal period. Ended every year on 31st of December with 12-month cycle. For every 12 months, this is normal accounting date. Okay, starting from 10th of January. 10th of January. Okay. The liquidation process started where the company appoint the liquidator. Liquidator was appointed. Jadi starting from 10th of January itu, the company will prepare the account for every 6 months. 6 months. So 10th of January until 9th of July, that is 6 months. Followed by 10th of July until 10th of January, another 6 months. So this is the process when for the liquidation. Okay. So now, prior to the liquidation process, what will happen is failure year. Failure year why? Because it is not 12 months. Okay, and then in this situation, it is too short, 9 days. What will happen? Combine with the following, with the next period. The short period tadi will combine with the following next period and taken as basis period. So this period, the failure year just now, right before the liquidation process to 9 days, okay, will be combined to the next accounting period. Sambung kat sini. Okay, from 1st of January 2020, 1st of January 2020 until 9th of July 2020. 9th of July 2020. Okay, it will form this 6 months, 9 days. It will form the accounting period for year assessment 2020. 2020 lah. So the shorter period ni, 9 days ni, the period that is too short tu cannot form alone. The accounting period tu 9 days ni cannot form alone for year assessment 2020. Nanti overlap dengan kat sini, nampak tak? It follow the normal rules. Nanti overlap. Kan overlap. So combine with the following period. Okay, and then the rest will follow lah. This period, that is this period and this period. Okay, 6 months and 6 months. Okay, will be accounting period for year assessment 2021. So kena buka lah. I mean that's. But in this liquidation punya way, to write down the accounting period tu, you must write down in the form of every 6 months. So 6 months, this, and 6 months, okay. Not to combine from 10 of July 2020 until 9 of July 2021. And in here also, if you want to write down just like this is okay. Just like this is okay. Meaning that you have 2 accounting period. But it is actually combined like this. That is belong to 2020. But into row. And so kotak tu mesti jelas lah. To represent the 2 accounting period tu. Kan like this, 2 accounting period tu belong to year assessment 2021. The 2 accounting period ni, okay, is actually belong to year assessment 2020. Must be clear. Okay. Next one. Company under liquidation with few liquidator being appointed. Normally, normal situation, we only have 1 liquidator. Now what happened is we have more than 1 liquidator. Okay. In certain cases, during the liquidation process, the appointed liquidator might resign and replace with another liquidator. Okay, we already appoint, and then for some reason, the liquidator resign. So we need to appoint another liquidator. So what will happen? Okay, the DG shall direct the basis period for the calendar year and the following year by applying the principal set lah. The principle is similar to what we learned from last class lah. Okay, example. Zam Capital accounting year end on 31st of December every year. Okay. Was under voluntary liquidation on 20th of November. Okay, and this start the liquidation process. And the liquidator was appointed on the same day. So, starting from 20th of November tu, dia kena prepare new account for 6 months. 20th of November tu, dia kena prepare a new account for 6 months. Leave it the previous accounting period as failure. right before 20th of November, that is 19th of November. Okay, and previous date, this is failure. Why failure? Because it's not 12 months. Okay, so they're supposed to prepare this account when the liquidator was appointed, okay, for 6 months. Suppose 6 months. But what happened is, due to some reason, liquidator was resigned. And the second liquidator was appointed on 10th of April. The second liquidator was appointed, we're gonna have another new accounting period. 10th of April 2020, on the very same day, the second liquidator appointed. Leave it the previous date as failure again. Oh, tak boleh dah. Leave it as a failure. Another failure. Another failure. Okay, this one. Why failure? Because it's not 12 months. Okay. And then starting from this period, the second liquidator appointed, okay, the company will prepare the accounting, the account for every 6 months. Okay. So what will happen to these two periods? So you can see here. This month, the first failure can stand alone because this is year assessment 2018, clear, normal period. This one is year assessment 2019, cannot overlap with the following year. This one 2020 and 2020, and so it cannot stand alone and it cannot form its own accounting period for year assessment 2020 because it will overlap. So these two will become accounting period for year of assessment 2020. This one, 20th of December until 9th of October. So like I mentioned to you just now, you have two ways to present your answer. Either this way, okay, either this way, or you want to present like year assessment 2021. That is two period for year assessment 2021. Usually we perform like we write down like this lah, kan? Like the one that in the slide tu. But you may also write the accounting period tu in two date, in two period, but this you must show clearly it belong to year assessment 2020. Kan? Macam ni lah, macam 2021 ni. Macam 2021 tu, both period ni, accounting period ni, okay, will be taxed in year assessment 2021. Boleh tak? Boleh, ha? Tidur ke di sana? Boleh tak? Syafiq okay? Boleh, okay, thank you. Mungkin Siti Sairah. Okay, another one is, okay, thank you, Lee Chong. You, okay. Redah Capital Prepared is a company under liquidation by court order. Right. This one is court order. Redah Capital Prepared its account on 31st December each year. And this is normal accounting date there. The liquidation order was issued by court to effect on 26th of October 2019. So they prepare a new account lah, and starting from 26th October. On 8 August 2020, a joint liquidator masuk. A joint liquidator was appointed and the account was prepared from the date of 7 February 2021. First liquidation order by court on 26th of October. 26th October. So starting from 26th of October tu, we need to prepare the account. Okay. That is the company need to prepare the account lah for liquidation process. Okay, leave it the period right before the liquidation process to as a failure. That is right before 25th lah. Okay, and starting from we have this 31st December, starting from 1st of January 2019. That is 9 months and 25 days failure. Okay, whereas start on 8th of August 2020, a joint liquidator was appointed. When a joint liquidator was appointed, at that time, we need to prepare the account for every 6 months. So now we have two failure. That is this period, because it is not 12 months, and also this period, because it is not 9 months, we call it failure. So, how to determine the basis period for this company? As simple as look at the normal regulation, the normal rules for year assessment. This is year assessment 2018. It can stand alone 2019. It can stand alone for 2020. And this one, for every 6 months, it belongs to year assessment 2021. So the way to write down is this way lah. Only for this ni, these two accounting period ni will be assessed in year assessment 2021. Okay. The failure are the year 2019 and 2020. These two. Okay. Also, the accounting period for both failure are less than 12 months. This period are accepted as basis period for the year of assessment 2019 and 2020 because both accounts are closed in the respective failure. This is a sentence from the public domain lah, kan? Tapi from the common sense, you can see lah, it can form its own year assessment, kan? Apa ni? 18, 19, 20. 18, 19, 20. Okay, next one. I just add this one, 2 pages in your slide. I already removed the old slide and replace with a new one, the latest one, where I want to show to you how to adjust the adjusted income, how to allocate the adjusted income in the basis period. Kan? Of course lah, because income lah yang taxable, kan? At first, we determine the basis period. Later, the income tu will go along lah with the basis period. Okay. Example in here. Oh, before example, we have one sentence here. Okay, saya tengok chat. Thank you. Okay. So, adjusted income for each year of assessment is assumed to be accrued evenly. It was computed based on the period which the income is derived. And it's similar in the concept of partnership last time in your principal taxation. Income tu dianggap diterima secara sama rata setiap bulan. Accrued evenly. For example, the income for 1 year, katakanlah you have, for example, in year assessment 2020, the calendar year starting from your basis period, your accounting period starting from 1st of January until 31st of December. And the income is 120,000. This income kan actually in the actual perhaps January 5,000, February 10,000, March 18,000. At the end, 12 months, the income is 120,000. Okay. In actual lah. But in taxation, when you want to adjust income belong to each accounting period ni, you will assume that it is accrued evenly. Meaning that this 100,000 tu, for each month, it will divide by 12. For each month, you receive 10,000 income. 10,000 adjusted income. So the company gain 10,000 adjusted income because with this assumption, it is accrued evenly. Just divide by 12 je. Dan kalau lah yang ni setahun. Kan? So just divide by 12. Alright. So look at the example here. Mama Delisha Sdn Bhd has been in catering business since 2016. Okay. Annual account were prepared on 31st October every year. 31st October. 31st October. Okay. This is no more liquidation. This is what is this? Look at this one. However, in 2020, the company failed to close its account on the normal date. 2020 ni kan kat sini ni kan supposed to close the account ni starting from 1st of November 2019 until 31st of October 2020 lah kan, suppose lah kan. But what happened here is instead the new accounting date was changed. Ini rupanya case change of accounting date. Change kat mana? Change kat sini. Change of accounting date. Supposed to close on 31st of October 2020, but now delayed. They change after October, November, December, January. 3 months after the actual date, 31st of October. They close on 31st of January. Kan, 2021. Okay. So you need to, the question is determine the basis period. Okay, determine the basis period and adjusted income or loss for the year of assessment 2020 to 2021. So only two basis period lah. Two basis period. So it seems that is only, this one is year assessment. This one is year assessment 2018. This one is year assessment 2019. It seems that year assessment 2020 and year assessment 2021 in here. Okay, change accounting date. Change accounting date. How many months in this period? Okay, November in 2019 we have 2 months, November and December. 2020 we have 12 months. 2021 we have 1 month. Okay. So we have 15 months. In here is actually 15 months. So this is more than 12 months. This is change accounting period that is more than 12 months, and then it is ended in the, this is 2019. The following year is 2020. The third year is 2021. Ending in the third year. When this is the situation, the regulation is, the rules is to apportion equally. To apportion equally, you divide by 2. Divide by 2, you will get 7.5. Okay, 7.5. So the first failure year would be 8 and the second failure year would be 7 lah. So 8 plus 7 is 15. 15 months. So 8 means that starting from 1st November 2019, 8 months in 8 months, for 8 months, it will be ended until 30th of June. So this one is 8 months. And then another 7 months. This is 30th of June, continue with 1st of July. So this is another 7 months. Will be ended on 31st January. Cukup 31st January. So a total of 15 because this is 8 months. So 8 divided by 15 multiply by 120,000 because in 15 months, okay, they receive adjusted income for 120,000. So you will get 64,000 for year assessment 2020. And this is the basis period. And for 2021, another 7 months here. And then the income is, the adjusted income is 56,000. Boleh? So question? Soalan? Okay, thank you. So far, okay. Okay, if okay, we end chapter 4 now. So we try to ini yang Nurul hantar tadi tu. Okay, from Nurul. Thank you, Nurul. The exercise from your book, the exercise for basis period, that is question number 2, review question from your book, page 89. Cuba buat tak? Cuba buat tak? Hari tu kita stop dekat group tu kan? Tan Xiao Zian, buat tak? Tan Xiao Zian?
Yes, doctor.
Cuba buat tak?
Ada.
Ada, boleh buat?
Ya,
Boleh
boleh.
tak? Okay,
Question 2A ya.
sekejap, nanti saya tanya. Saya tanya,
Okay.
nanti saya tanya dekat mana yang berkenaan lah ya.
Okay.
So, kita tengok dulu Kita tengok dulu. Saya cuba nak tunjuk pengiraan sikit lepas tu, then you can try to answer lah. Okay, Amira work in account executive in Blue Ink Incorporated ni. Senia Berhad and receive annual salary. Work ni. Work ni means that employment lah. Sebab tu nanti masa exam jangan pakai colour biru tu, pakai colour hitam. Colour biru nanti bila you scan tu, bila saya dapat nanti terus blur. Aduh, sekejap sorry. Tak nak masuk pula yang atas ni. Okay. Alright. So this is work means that employment lah, kan? In the evening, she ran a coffee shop which is located opposite her office. So this is business. When she ran to only one person, so this is sole proprietor. Okay. Located opposite her office. Okay. She commenced business on 4th of March 2019. The same day she celebrate her 25th birthday. Nak abang muda lah kan, dah ada business, dah ada kerja. Okay, bagus. Okay, so determine the basis period for Amira for the year assessment 2019 for her. Okay, bila employment income? Employment income, she is an individual person lah. Kan, so basis period for Amira for year assessment 2019, okay, year assessment 2019 would be 1st of January 2019 until 31st of January 2019. Okay, that one is employment income. And then later, she also have business income, kan coffee shop tadi tu kan. So have business income. What is the basis period for her business income? Tan Xiao Zian.
Yes, doctor. My answer is 4 March 2019 until 31st December 2019.
Starting from what?
4 of March.
Yeah, so the basis period for siapa nama dia? Atira kot kan? Amira for year assessment 2019 is from 4th of March when she start a business 2019 until 31st of December 2019. Cannot starting from 1st of January lah, because she just start a business on 4th of March. Okay. Thank you, Tan. Okay. Number 2, Harum Mekar Sdn Bhd commenced its operation on 1st of October 2017. The company supplied floral table arrangement management to hotel and hospital. The first set of account was closed on 31st of March 2018. So this is commencement of business. Kan? Commencement of business. They commenced on 1st of October 2017. And the first account was closed on 31st of March 2018. So how many months? 3 months in 2017, another 3 months in 2018, so 6 months. Okay, when 6 months, this is commencement of business. Okay. And then the period is less than 12 months. Okay, and then it is ending in the following year. So check what is the rule for this situation. Okay, so in this situation, what is the rule for this situation? There is no basis period for the first year. So the first year assessment is in year assessment 2018. So year assessment 2018. Okay, it is 1st of October. This is year assessment 2018. Okay, 2018. And then for year assessment 2019, we will start at 1st of April 2018 until the one they want to close out at 31st of March 2019. So this is year assessment 2019. Okay. C. Saidatul Atira. Okay. Let me read first. Tanda Mana Sedia Berhad. So this is company Sedia Berhad. Sell decorative items since its commenced business in year 2006. So saja dia sebut commence kan, but the case is not commencement code. Okay, the accounting date of the company is 30th of September each year. Nampak tak dah a few years lah kot kan run the business. On the 30th of September, they close the account. After the financial year end on 30th of September 2019, okay, 30th of September 2019, okay, before that adalah 12 months before that is 1st of October 2018. Okay, the company plan to change its accounting date to other date. Dia nak tukar account. So this is the case of change accounting date. Okay, they want to change. Case number 1 to 31st December. Dia nak tukar kepada 31st December 2019. Okay, so ini 39. 1st October lah sini kan. October 2019. Okay. So propose determine the basis period for Kanda Mana Sedia Berhad for each proposed date for the year assessment 2019 until 2020. So we have two proposed date. First is 31st December, the one we are working now. So what is the year assessment? The basis period for year assessment 2019 in here? Saidatul? Saidatul ada? Mana Saidatul? In here it is how many months ni? October, November, December, only 3 months. Only 3 months. And then it is closed in the same year. So it is change accounting period. Only less than 12 months. And then ending in the same period. So what is the basis period for Kanda Mana? Saidatul. Mana saya data ni? Ada saya data tak? Nurul, saya data ada tak? Saya data Atira.
Tak ada dalam benda dia, tak ada diri dalam ni. Sekejap.
Ada. No Sharafana. Okay, thank you Nurul. No
Ya,
Sharafana. Okay. Basis period for this kandang mana tu? Untuk the first proposed date tu?
Okay, untuk untuk basis period for the first C1, for C1, year assessment 2019, from 1st of October 2018 to 30 September 2019. So for year assessment 2020, consists of 15 months, starting from 1st of October 2019 to 31st of December 2020.
How you arrive to this?
Ya, Doktor?
Macam mana boleh dapat jawapan ni? Berdasarkan apa?
Saya refer yang change accounting date, refer yang A punya.
So, yang ni change accounting date. Okay. And then syarat yang condition yang seterusnya, it is less than 12 months. Okay. And then it is closed in the same year. Kalau tengok syarat tu dalam slide tu, failure year, this is failure year, will combine to the next accounting period. Kan? Next accounting period sebenarnya 1 bulan 1 2020 sampai 31/12/2020 kan? Tapi dia combine. Dia combine maksudnya yang ini 1 bulan 10 2019 okay, akan combine sampai 31/12/2020 for year assessment 2020. Okay, betul lah tu kan? Okay, based on the condition given lah dalam slide ada, dalam buku pun ada. What happened number 2 ni pula? Number 2 ni buat Syarafina.
For C2, my answer is for year assessment 2019, consists of 12 months, starting from 1st of October 2018 to 30 September 2019. For year assessment 2020, consists of 15 months, from 1st of October 2019 to 31st December 2020.
So you accept as it is?
Yes.
Dan dia adalah how many months? 15 months. Okay. It is more than 12 months. Yang second ni more than 12 months. Yang second ni more than 12 months. That is 15 months. And then it is ended in the following year. Yang change ni adalah 1st of October 2019 sampai dia nak tutup sampai 31st of December 2020 kan, following year 19 with following year. So change accounting date more than 12 months and ending in the following year, so we accept as it is. So this one will become year basis period for year assessment 2020. Kan? Syarafina jawab macam tu kan?
Betul.
Okay. D. Prash Sendian Berhad has been in designing and printing business since 2010. The company closes account on 31st December annually. Okay, aman damai tutup. The company was doing very well until one of the designer resigned in 2017. Okay, in 2018, the company ventured into new business selling stationery and computer accessory. The new business started its operation on 12th of October 2018. Okay, so we have old business venture to a new business, open a new business. So determine the basis period for Kar Sdn Bhd for the old business. The old business ni no problem lah because it will follow 31st December every year tu, calendar year. And new business. New business ni lah yang we want to determine ni. New business will follow the old business. Only then in 2018 when they start a new business tu, it started on 12th of October. So for a new business in the year assessment 2018 tu, so the accounting period, the basis period for a new business will be 12th of October 2018 until 31st of December 2018. And the rest will follow lah. Okay, the rest will follow. E. Kekedut House Sdn Bhd has been in bakery business for 10 years. Lama dah. The company involved in supplying cake, blah, 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 blah. Okay. The financial year end is on 30th of June. Every year, they close the account on 30th of June. In 2016, after closing its account, on 30th of June 2016, okay, the top management of the company decided to change its accounting date to 31st of March 2018. Okay, nampaklah kat sini kan? Nampak kat sini dia punya okay, after 30th of June 2016 ni kan, normally they close on 30th of June. 30th of June. So after 30th of June 2016 ni, the top management change its accounting date to 31st of March 2018. 31st of March 2018. Okay. So determine the basis period and adjusted income. You just done just now. Adjusted income for Kekedut House for the year assessment 2016 until 2018. 2016 is this one lah. Kan? This one lah. Kan? A normal accounting date ni. Kan? 12 months cukup. So no, not a new basis period for this company. Only when it come to here, it is a failure year. So you need to determine the new basis period for this company. So it is how many months? In 2016, 7 months. 16, 7 months. 2017, 12 months. And 2018, 3 months. Kan? 22 months. 27. Silap ni. 2000. This one 6 months. 2016, July until December, 6 months. Kan? So 21 months. So this is consists of 21 months. So this is change accounting date. Okay. And then it is more than 12 months. Right. And then it is ended in the third year. 16, following 17, 18, third year. So what to do? Apportion equally. So apportion equally divide by 2. You will get 10.5. So the failure year, you will gonna have 2 failure year. That is 11 months and 10 months. So you need to allocate this 630 to this 11 months and 10 months. Macam tadi tu lah. Kan? Alright. Boleh So F, boleh tak yang ni? Boleh habiskan kan tak? Yang kau kedut ni. Anyone that thinking that you will face a problem to allocate the 3630 to the first failure year ni? First failure year would be 2000 ni, 2016. Kan? So it would be yang ni 1st of July 2016. 11 month that is until 31st of May lah. Kan? 2017. So this is year assessment. This is year assessment 2017. How many months? 11 months. So this is 11 months from 21 months. Adjusted income 360,000. So dapatlah kat sini. And then for year assessment 2018, kan? Start from 1st of June 2017 until for 10 months should be ended on 31st of March. Okay. 31st of March 2018. So this is your assessment 2018. And then you allocate lah the amount. 10 over 21,630. Okay. F. Tokadi Sdn Bhd close its account on 31st December annually. Right. In 2018, the company in the process of voluntary liquidation and the liquidator was appointed on 13th of January. So on 13th of January, the company will prepare the account for every 6 months. 6 months. 6 months. So this period is 6 months. 6 months. Okay, 6 months. Alright. And the period right before the liquidation process would be a failure. In this case, it is only 12 days. Macam case tadi lah. This is only 12 days. So you need to determine the basis period for Tokadi for the basis year 2018 until 2019. Okay. For this one, the first period ni, this would be year assessment 2017. This two period would be this failure year will combine with the next accounting period to form a period to be assessed in year assessment 2018. And another two, and make sure that you write it clearly lah later kan, to show that these two periods to be assessed in year assessment 2019. Question. Do you have question? Ada soalan tak? Syafiq ada Syafiq? Nama Syafiq ada tak? Soalan ada tak? Tak ada. Faham semua ke?
Doktor?
Ya?
Untuk question 2 part A yang business income 2, the answer is December of 31st of December 2019 is because the business
Come
is
again. Hold on. Question
Okay.
number 2.
Part
Question
A.
number 2.
A.
Part A.
Yeah.
Okay. Part A 1.
No, 2, the business income.
Okay, business income. Yeah.
The answer is 31st of December is because the business is sole proprietor, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you, Doctor.
Okay. Welcome. Ada lagi? Ada lagi? Nak balik awal ke ni? Ada soalan dah? So next class. Next class, if you notice, you need to prepare, you need to submit tutorial for basis period. That is on the 3rd of November tu. 3rd of November, you can start do the assignment, the tutorial dah kan, dah ada latihan dah. Okay, you submit your tutorial before 9 AM. Okay, and then we will discuss post tutorial for business basis period and withholding tax that day on the 3rd of November. Okay, on the 3rd of November we will discuss, harap-harap sempat lah kan. Because on the Sunday, next following Sunday tu, you consider attend that class already because you attend the webinar on Tuesday tu. Dan kita bagi attendance for that day tu on Sunday lah. And then the following Wednesday next week tu, perhaps we go to chapter 4 or chapter 5 company taxation, or we do revision. Tengok macam mana. Kan? Look at how you perform in your tutorial later on. Boleh? Boleh ke? Faham ke? Semua okey ke? Nur Ashikin okey? Nur Ashikin binti Abdul Rahman. Nur Syazwan.
Okey, Doktor.
Okey. Tapi sebab saya tak nampak you, saya tak tahu you on okey ke tak okey. At least kalau nampak tu nampak lah muka berkerut-kerut tak okey kan. Muka senyum okey kan. Okey. So ada thumbs up tadi tu. So okey. So so kita end our class for today. Nak beli awal hari ni? Nur Syazwan Aiman. Okey tak? Aiman?
Okey Doktor.
Ada bagian tak faham?
Faham.
Faham semua? Senang je kan? Senang je advance ni rupanya. The first 4 chapter ni you kena score lah for your midterm exam, mid assessment tu. Okay. Okay, I share the QR code now, Atin. Atin faham, Atin? Atin Syafiqah. Faham, okay. Alhamdulillah lah. So far so good, everybody understand. So with that, semua dah faham. So we end our class for today. Jumpa lagi this coming Wednesday. Saya tak dapat attend yang webinar tu kan. So please attend and fill out the Google form tu for your attendance. Okay, Assalamualaikum and have a nice day.